Good morning again, campers and YouTubers. I just wanted to show you a couple of things I've done to the camper this morning that I'm hoping will work out. I don't see any reason why they won't. I wanted to have something that would help center this camper up without getting too involved with making some kind of a, I don't know, you can get pretty elaborate. I've seen some crazy stuff. And I also wanted to have something that would fill this space right here where these drop off, because my frame tends to want to slide off of these ridges, especially to the passenger side, which makes it kind of fall into the groove on the driver's side, and it looks crooked, which drives me crazy. So I wanted to put a spacer that would support along here, add that to the bottom of the camper so it's always where it needs to be. And since I have a ridge right in the center, I wanted to add a little kind of a fin, a little ridge down the middle of the camper on the bottom, that when I get it close to position, I can kind of shove it. I always know which way to shove it to get it centered to where it'll drop in. Maybe the truck will come up to meet it, and to have a strip all the way along it, kind of like a keel, that once it sits in that groove, or once it starts in at one end, front or back, it'll probably help guide it in. It'll certainly help keep it from shifting side to side and help me line it up. So that's what I'm doing today. I know I can easily fit something about 3/8 down in here. So I was looking for something in the 1/4 to 3/8 and about 1 inch. Of course, all trucks are different. This is a little old Nissan. I went with about a 1/2 inch piece of plywood on the back, actually about 7/16. So that's going to give me a little bit of lift maybe off of these at the very back. Not a big deal, but it should support the whole frame. Let me show you. We'll just go up underneath. There's the tag axle. Definitely going to try out fit it today. There's my bump stops, and they actually pushed it back a little bit, which makes it hit further back in the bed. So here's the plywood. Let me crawl up under here. Here's the plywood running across the back, and you can see I've got the rigid foam insulation. It hits on the frame. The frame has all the support right now, and you can see places, I'll zoom in a little closer, you can see places where the ridges of the truck were riding against the foam. Hasn't done any damage. It's a little bit dented in because the frame was supporting it. But this is going to spread the load out some where I need it, and it's going to put it on that rear portion, which is very strong. And then this, I was hoping to find a strip of aluminum. I went down to Lowe's, and what I found was a piece of plastic. It's a 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch wide. So a little thinner and a little narrower than what I was hoping for. I used these self-drilling screws. These little beauties, self-drilling size. I believe they're used for steel stud construction, but they work great in the steel tube. I pre-drilled the plastic or whatever I'm mounting so it doesn't snag and climb, and these spin and go right in. And I've got them at every junction. I've also got Loctite power grab adhesive, which is one of my favorite things, all the way along under here. I went ahead and pre-adhesive the strip, and you can see my marks where I marked out center, and I glued it so that once that glue sets up, this can't squirm around. Plastic tends to be a little flexible. It's already pretty well stuck, and I just did it like 5 minutes ago, but I'm going to let it sit all day, and I believe that's going to work pretty well. Once I get it close to the bed, when it's about settled in, like I say, if it doesn't find the groove on its own, I'll be able to see from looking at the side of it if it's sitting all the way down. If not, I'll just give it a little shove one way or the other so it finds its groove, and that's the plan anyway. Should be nice and simple. Keep the camper lined up so it doesn't look derpy, and we'll give that a try. I'll put the results in the comments. I'm going to try it later today. So Talk to you later.